Hello, friends, this is Ankit, your job interview coach and the author of the book One Stop Shop to help land your dream job in your cart. Today, in this video, I'm going to share a mind boggling fact with you, which will change your complete mindset about job interviews. This is the most influential part of any job interview, and your success or failure largely depends on it. The surprising thing is that we all know about this but still don't realize its importance. I would say that the foundation of any interview session lies on this, and it is a simple yet unique phrase you must have often heard that first impression is the last impression. Well, I'm sure you must have come across this quote at some time or the other, but I believe that it is the most underrated statement. However, if you seriously realize its power and act accordingly, you will surely be able to impress the interviewer. So there's a reason why I use the term impress, as I firmly believe that most job interviews are non-productive, as by the end of it, most of the factual information about you that comes from your resume, which is the real stuff about you, gets forgotten, and the only thing remembered by the interviewer is the impression created by you on their mind. So I strongly believe that as an interviewee, it is you who decides the flow of the interview and not your interviewer. So in this video, I'm going to share with you that how by creating a great first impression, you can nail any job interview. Now let me share some startling facts with you. Interviewers form up to 15% of their opinion about you in the first 30 seconds. They form up to one-third of their opinion about you in the first 90 seconds. And almost 90% of their judgment is made about you in the initial set of 4 minutes. So now let's discuss the things that you can do to create an amazing first impression. The world takes you seriously when you're well-groomed. A well-groomed look speaks volumes about your personality and character. You've got to feel comfortable in your own skin before entering the interview room. So make sure you are dressed well to the extent that you are able to appreciate your looks, seeing yourself in a full-size mirror, and are feeling confident about your demeanor. Most candidates make themselves really small while entering the interview room. Your entry tells your interviewer how you expect to be treated. So don't play small. Do not stand at the entrance like a mischievous school-going child waiting to see his headmaster. Just walk in without hesitation. Walking with confidence is an amazing way to create a great first impression. Shaking hands with your interviewer is an amazing way to convey your confidence to them. While doing a professional handshake, the hand should meet at the webbing, which is the part between the thumb and the forefinger, and have just a couple of bumps with firmness in your hands. All you've got to do is simply smile and make eye contact while shaking hands to attract your interviewer's attention. Do not seek permission for seating. You have been called inside the room for being interviewed, hence asking for consent will only project your low confidence level. Let your interviewers know that you're all geared up for the interview by seating comfortably. Do you know what is the average time an interviewer spends looking at your resume? 6 seconds. A resume is the perfect opportunity for you to stand out from the rest of the crowd and demonstrate your creativity. But the sad part of the story is that most candidates fail to think this way, as they prepare resumes which are too verbose and can make anyone fall asleep, let alone your interviewer. So don't just try to fit each and every detail about you and copy the same old format which everyone else is doing. Simply break the rules and create your own masterpiece which looks unique. And try to have just a single-page resume. Trust me, most Fortune 500 company CEOs also do so. Before starting to interview you, the interviewer generally engages in some sort of small talk to make you comfortable. At that time, be vocal about your thoughts, as that is what the interviewer wants you to do, rather than responding to the question with a plastic smile in a word or two. Small talk may include positive statements, compliments, or general questions. So try to answer them as gracefully and cheerfully as possible with a smile on your face. Let's see an example here. So tell me, Sam, how are you doing today? I'm doing absolutely great. It's nice and sunny out there, and I felt so fresh walking to your office this morning. This is one thing which is really going to get some brownie points to you, as majority interviewers are bound to throw this question at you while they are going through your resume. A personal pitch is basically a concise introduction about you and your background. Having a 60 to 90 seconds outline pitch ready will break the ice for you. I've prepared a detailed video on this subject, the link for which can be found in the description below. Do watch it. Almost 60% of the questions the interviewer asks you arise from the information you've shared in your resume and your personal introduction. So you should be prepared for all possible questions that could be asked to you based on it. So for example, if you've mentioned winning a debate competition as your key achievement in college, then you should be prepared for all possible questions that may arise in the interviewer's mind, such as, what was the topic? Did you speak in favor of the topic or against it? What was the basis of your argument? What was your winning strategy? Now, I'm sure you must be wondering that if first impressions really count, and if interviewers take the majority part of their decision in the first 4 minutes itself, then why do they extend the interview session beyond that time to 30 and even 60 minutes or more in certain cases? Let me make things clear to you with an example here. So let's imagine that you want to buy a pair of shoes and hence you go out for shopping with your friends. Now you've already decided on a budget and have something in mind as far as the style of the shoe is concerned. So you go through a couple of showrooms, but unfortunately the shoe collection there does not impress you. So now while passing through another showroom, your eyes set on an amazing pair of shoes put out on display there. The shoe looks outstanding to you and you can't wait to hold it in your hands and feel it. So you rush inside the showroom, grab the piece of shoes and twist it from every angle, appreciating its looks. You are imagining yourself wearing it on your favorite dress and you visualize your peers praising its beauty. So you are greatly impressed by this astounding pair of shoes. Now I want you to hold on for a minute and contemplate that though you like the shoe by the looks of it and had a wonderful first impression too, but is that enough? Would you buy the shoe just on the basis of its first impression? Obviously not, isn't it? You would search for the price tag to see if it fits your budget or not. You would inquire about the material used and its quality. You would like to try out a sample to see how it looks on you. You may like to walk for some time within the showroom to check on its comfort level. And obviously, you would ask for your friends' views on it too before taking the final call. So let's imagine that unfortunately, while taking a trial of the shoes, you find out that the shoe is slightly hurting at the back of your ankle. You call up the salesman to check on this and he convincingly tells you that the discomfort may last for a day or two, but it will surely not trouble you in the long run. So what will you do now? You were overwhelmed to see this dazzling pair of shoes. You found that the shoes are within your budget, even your friends like them, and above all, they look superb on you. But it's just a mere doubt in your mind as to whether the uneasiness in your ankle will fade away or not. So will you still prefer to buy these shoes? Well, I suppose you will, and let me tell you that you're not alone. As per a research done, another 87% people in your place will buy that too. So the takeaways from this example are: number 1. Initial impressions really count and are the supreme factors in decision making. Number 2. Irrespective of the initial impression, we explore the option further, trying to convince ourselves, or in other words, try to find out more details to strengthen our initial thoughts. Number 3. If our initial impression of something is great and we have verified it with some more set of proofs too, then we are bound to go ahead with that option irrespective of any minor flaws in it. So now let's relate the shoe story with the interview scenario. So what happens in this case is that though the interviewer might be impressed with you in the initial set of 4 to 5 minutes, but they still like to continue the session further for 30 and even 60 minutes or beyond in certain cases in order to convince themselves that you are the right candidate for the profile they are looking for. So what generally happens in this case is that in case your initial impressions are really strong enough, the interviewers even don't mind neglecting one or two flaws in you. But like I said, that purely depends on your first impression, whether it was really impactful or not. Thank you.